Can you give us more examples of how we unlayer these energies, the energies that we're holding? How do we become aware of them?
So to me, the best way is to go through this book and to recognize that within it, for all of my life, I've had discernment issues. And I would have difficulty figuring out what's what. And oftentimes I would defer my choices to someone else because I didn't feel like I could discern the best choice. And that's been an issue with every personality of my soul since the very first incarnation with Izzy. And so that's just one example. But it's you recognizing a shortcoming, because you can't solve anything if you don't see it. So you have to become the detective. You have to become the one that looks at the things that you do individually. It's not judgment. It's like, why can't I do this? Why is this so difficult? You know, if someone has difficulty in school, why is that difficult for you? Why don't you understand this and that? And so that's where this would be such a great tool for children, because if they could discover what they're not comprehending at an early age, you could help them solve that as a parent to where they could then excel and know that their life can be boundless. But when there's shortcomings, it's very hard to make a go of things. And so every lifetime, and I hate to be a spoiler on this, but when you read these past life stories of mine, every lifetime turned out badly. And I would say, okay, can you give a little bit more of the story? Because I was ready for a happy ending. And they said, it's going to end as the other lifetimes have ended, not so good. Because there hasn't been the unlayering. There hasn't been the knowing to unlayer. And the unlayering is simply a surrender. It's surrendering. And it will be easier when you read through the chapters to understand it, because now you're getting a cliff note understanding, right?
Mm-hmm.
A short take. But when you recognize something and you recognize that it's not to the highest caliber that it could have been, you recognize that you could have made a better choice. It's not self-judgment, but recognizing that there was a higher pathway that perhaps you didn't take or I didn't take in an earlier time. And it's going to your heart and surrendering that. It's almost, and I've said this before, it's almost like you're experiencing a bowing and asking for forgiveness, but not asking for forgiveness, but asking for that which is of a higher way to be the best way that things can move forward now. And it's almost a reclaiming and a restoring of energy that once was. So everything is about restoring wholeness. It's always about restoring wholeness.